Hundreds of British football clubs are breaking the law by failing to provide proper access for disabled people. Only 3 Premier League clubs provide enough space for wheelchair users. The picture across other clubs in lower divisions is much worse. The bigger stadiums are obliged to provide at least 200 wheelchair spaces. Most fail, and many plead ageing stadiums as their reason for letting disabled people down. In the Premier League, only Swansea, Southampton and Cardiff passed the test. Even Arsenal's Emirates Stadium and the grounds of Manchester City's Etihad Stadium failed to reach their full quota. Manchester United's Theatre of Dreams provide less than half what it should. Fulham managed just a quarter. Jordan Jarrett Bryan reports.
It's Saturday, and for a large portion of the British population, that means one thing: off to the footy. It's part of our heritage and something that gets millions of fans through the working week. Win, lose or draw, the routine of getting up and heading to your home from home, donning your team's colours and finding your seats in preparation for the unknown is the 90 minutes many live for. But how are you supposed to appreciate the beautiful and our national game if your vision, comfort and accessibility are all being compromised? Well, that's the reality for thousands of football supporters just because they're disabled. Mike Penning, the Minister for Disabled, has called on all clubs to up their standards and has even written a letter to every single professional football club in the country, reminding them of their legal obligations and make sure they have the adequate adjustments for all disabled consumers.
But there should be access. I mean, we've just had the greatest Olympics in London, Paralympics, the world has ever seen. Everybody accepts we can have proper integration. That's the way it should be. And our football matches need to be part of the atmosphere. But at a lot of grounds, not only is wheelchair access really difficult, you're not part of the crowd.
According to the Accessible Stadia Guide, published over 10 years ago, grounds that can hold up to 40,000 people must have a minimum of 150 wheelchair spaces available for their disabled fans. Football is a multi-billion-pound industry to which many disabled people contribute to. So why are the requirements, especially amongst the more wealthy clubs, not being met?
Unfortunately, the teams at the top of let's say the Premier League, are in the relegation zone as regards what they provide. So that's very disappointing, considering the money and the cash that's in the game now. They're not even meeting the minimum requirements.
The Premier League has denied it's not doing enough and insists it is providing for disabled fans.
The highest standards of access are generally at clubs with new grounds, but all clubs, even those working within the constraints of older stadia, work hard to make sure that disabled fans can attend matches and enjoy their football.
League One side Leyton Orient can only dream of having the wealth some of their London rivals enjoy, but they don't seem to have a problem catering for their disabled supporters. Pauline and Graham Smith have been coming to Brisbane Road for 30 years, but in December last year, Graham suffered a stroke and now has minimal mobility in his legs. He still attends his beloved O's, but does so in a wheelchair. But his experience at Brisbane Road seems to be the exception, not the rule.
The club have been great throughout this season, allowing us to change our tickets in the stands for proper disabled tickets. And as a result of Graham's disability, he doesn't pay for his season ticket, and I don't pay as a carer. So we feel that we're well looked after.
Graham is one of the lucky ones who still gets to enjoy his football experience, but for many others up and down the country, it's not so easy. But just 2 years after the most successful Paralympic Games in history, the beautiful game England invented is still in the dark ages when it comes to disability rights.